This network schematic illustrates the primary bottleneck. Clinical data is heavily fragmented across proprietary databases, creating isolated silos where information is strictly confined. The administrative friction required to manage this fragmentation costs the healthcare industry an estimated $30 billion every year. More critically, the inability to access a complete patient history at the point of care is linked to nearly 18% of all medical errors. This fragmentation exists by design. Historically, electronic health record vendors built walled gardens, making it structurally difficult to export data to competing systems. Furthermore, much of the hospital infrastructure still operating today was engineered 15 to 20 years ago. These legacy systems were optimized specifically for billing workflows rather than clinical data sharing. Even when systems attempt to communicate, they lack semantic interoperability. Two different hospitals will often use entirely distinct internal code dictionaries to record the exact same clinical event. This data flow diagram demonstrates the consequence of that mismatch. If Node A transmits a diagnosis of a heart attack, the receiving Node B cannot interpret the external code format. The data arrives as unreadable, scrambled text. Engineers refer to this overarching network failure as the clinical data silo problem. To solve it, healthcare architecture is shifting away from monolithic, proprietary messaging systems in favor of liquid, RESTful API data standards. Tearing down these walls requires a complete architectural rebuild to stop the loss of both operational capital and critical patient data. The original attempt to standardize this communication began with a protocol known as Health Level 7, or specifically HL7 version 2. HL7 v2 was built on a push-based architecture. It functions as a digital fax machine between hospital systems. This architecture diagram shows the legacy data format. Looking at the data payload on the left, we see a pipe-delimited text string. This dense block of characters is how systems package clinical information before pushing it across the network. The primary engineering flaw of this standard is its extensibility. Because every vendor implemented the standard differently to fit their specific databases, hospitals were forced to deploy complex, custom interface engines. These middleware engines sit between every single pair of endpoints to actively intercept, map, and translate the mismatched string variants. Compounding this translation bottleneck is the document problem. HL7 v2 was designed to transmit monolithic documents. It pushes the entire clinical record at once rather than allowing a system to retrieve a single discrete data point. If an ER doctor needs to check a patient's recent potassium level, the legacy system cannot ask for just that number. It must receive a massive, multi-page document payload from the external lab. The receiving hospital system is then burdened with the computational task of parsing through that entire text file just to locate one specific variable. While HL7 v2 established initial pipelines for communication, its reliance on customized, document-centric push models created technical debt that halted network scalability. To clear this technical debt, the industry developed a modern standard called Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resources, or FHIR. The core architectural shift of FHIR is the transition from custom messaging protocols to RESTful APIs, the same web standards that power modern internet platforms. Instead of rigid, pipe-delimited text, FHIR encodes data using JSON, the universal syntax of modern software development. Shifting to the right panel of our diagram, we can see FHIR operates on a resource-centric model. Instead of sending an entire document, FHIR deconstructs a clinical record into distinct modular objects. These individual JSON objects are called resources. They act as standardized building blocks for all clinical data. A patient resource isolates demographic specifics like a name, ID, and gender. An observation resource strictly contains measurements, like lab results or vital signs. By organizing data this way, the network no longer relies on a blind bulk push mechanism. Instead, it utilizes a targeted pull system. This query diagram shows how it works in practice. If a clinical application requires a patient's blood pressure, it executes a precise RESTful query. It asks the server for the exact observation code linked to that patient ID. The server returns exactly the isolated JSON packet containing that single measurement, bypassing the need to parse large document files. This framework is continuously evolving, with the rollout of FHIR Release 6 extending these precise queries into complex domains like genomics and financial claims. By treating clinical events as modular JSON resources queried via standard web architecture, FHIR eliminates the need for bespoke middleware engines and achieves semantic interoperability. Scaling these standardized REST endpoints across an entire healthcare grid enables massive cross-network data flows. One result of this is patient empowerment through native mobile operating systems. This macro network view demonstrates how that data is retrieved. Because the data structure is uniform, a consumer smartphone acts as a single client. It simultaneously calls FHIR APIs across multiple competing hospital networks to aggregate a complete patient history locally. To accelerate this scale at a national level, the United States implemented TEFCA, the Trusted Exchange Framework and Common Agreement. TEFCA provides a government-backed legal and technical highway, built entirely on these interoperability standards. Operating on this network, a physician in California can execute a secure query for a patient's record in New York, retrieving the clinical data as seamlessly as opening a web browser. This standardized architecture also gives rise to a modular application ecosystem known as Smart on FHIR. This interface mockup shows how Smart on FHIR allows third-party clinical decision support tools to plug directly into legacy platforms. They connect via standardized endpoints, consuming the raw JSON stream to generate interactive diagnostic dashboards within the provider's existing screen. The hospital database is no longer a closed-off vault. It is a modular platform, enabling developers to build plug-and-play tools that function uniformly across any compliant network. As healthcare integrates generative AI and predictive modeling, the demand for clean, structured data has become the central dependency of modern medicine. Machine learning algorithms cannot train efficiently on clinical data that remains trapped inside unstructured, siloed PDF documents. FHIR serves as the critical bridge. It maps messy clinical histories into the precise, standardized schemas that neural networks require to learn. This process diagram illustrates the deployment phase. When a hospital network normalizes its data into this format, predictive models can ingest millions of structured FHIR resources. They perform real-time calculations to output predictive risk alerts for conditions like sepsis hours before symptoms appear. Operationally, ambient clinical scribes can leverage these same APIs to listen to a patient consultation and automatically write precise updates back into the electronic health record. At the macro level, global research organizations aggregate this FHIR-native data within cloud environments to accelerate the discovery of targeted cures for rare diseases. For data engineers, software developers, and analysts, mastering the architectural mechanics of FHIR is a strict prerequisite for operating in the health technology space. Transitioning from isolated static documents to liquid, queryable data establishes the engineering infrastructure required for the next era of computational medicine.